I would usually respond with, well, we can't all be that cool. But I mean, apparently, today, I can be part of the club. Microphone's working, volume's working, music player's on, the UI, the overlay was working before. I'm allowed to use that? No. That's no fun. That's no fun at all. I appreciate the permission though. Thank you. Boom. Hi. First things first, before I do literally anything else, just so I have it out of my system, I want to loosely announce that... let's put my other drawing glove somewhere else. I want to loosely announce that the prompt for this month that I missed out on announcing before was is April Fools, with specifically like a gestury theme to it. I'll see how I write that out, but yeah, that's the plan. I'll get around to starting on it maybe this week. We'll see. We'll see how I'm going. It'll be a little bit lower in priority, just while I'm getting back into the swing of streaming consistently. But if I can get on top of it, I'll start on it. I promise. Solemnly swear. Okay. Now, with it being a shorter stream today, my main priority is to just animate for the next couple of hours. In theory, I should be able to grab that and bring it down to there. Yep, excellent. Okay. So what I'm doing, if you can see, can you see? Yes, you can kind of see down the bottom. I'm just grabbing all of the frames and plonking them into the same layer, just so that I can see it all at once. Because the problem that I have with all of them being split up is, yes, it's nice and clean in the sense that I can tamper with them all independently, but I also have to scroll for a billion years to actually see any of them. Page up and down should let you move between frames. Nope. Oh, yes it does. As in single frames at a time. Yeah, I see what you mean. It doesn't actually move between layers though. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You and your friends are talking about solo leveling today. Your friend was saying that it went really good, but has heard some good things about it. Just responded with solo leveling is just fate but worse. You'd like to know you have not watched solo. Well, yeah, because, I mean, occasionally you just have to mess with people, right? I really enjoyed solo leveling. I haven't watched it, but I've read the whole thing, and it was really enjoyable when I did read it. So... I can't speak to how well it's animated, but with how popular it's been, I anticipate that it's been animated quite well. I recommend the story, I guess. It's quite fun as a popcorn flick. Mahali stream at this hour? Well, technically this is my usual time, just halfway through. So, if anything, it's just my tardiness. How you going, Dust? Name one character that isn't a shadow. Well, I mean, there's Sung Jinwoo is the name of the main character. Then you've got Chewa, I think, is the name of the female lead. A little bit later on. On stream chat. I'm confused. Oh, it is dead. Yeah. Why? Let's find it. Chat overlay. Properties. It's a stream elements thing. Oh, dust. Overlays. Chat overlay. It's incredibly white screen. Copy. Let's see if this fixes it. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, not the end of the world. Test. Nope. Is what it is, unfortunately. I don't know why it's not currently working. It's working in stream elements. I just don't know why it's not what layer is that on? Chat overlay is there. Base overlay is here. That one's still working. No, it's not. It's not hidden. Yeah, it's not hidden in OBS and all. It's correctly above. Let's try deleting the URL completely, applying that, then putting in the new one. Hello? No. Oh. Take that, fate. Get done. That's more like it. Cool. Don't believe I rolled a nat 20. Well, feast your eyes on my problem-solving methodology. That's a nat 20 if I've ever seen any. If I've ever seen any. A test roll just to dip our feet in the water, you know. Oh yeah, for sure. Just make sure that the dice are working, which they weren't. So it's a good thing that you did the test roll. Okay, so on to more important things. Slightly more important things. How are we doing for in frame? We'll make a bit smaller. There we go. I mean, there was a 1 involved. Okay, so we'll need to shrink all the frames. Play with the timing when it's actually down to manageable size. Yeah, okay. We'll need to go even faster. That's okay for now. How was our weekend? Sorry, I've been a little bit preoccupied with technicals. Hope you've been good. Beautiful. You learnt that you're not as good at Guilty Gear as you thought. Tends to be the case, but here's the good news. Now that you've come to this realization, you know how to improve, or you'll at least be on the journey to improvement, right? Whereas if you're thinking that you're really good, but in reality you're not, then you're kind of living in a world of delusion, and it's difficult to improve. Today was your first day of holidays, which you celebrated by being at work for 4 hours. Is that holidays? That's like saying I've got time off school and then spending a whole bunch of time at school in the library or something of your own volition. So many new inputs that you didn't know were in the game. Well, that's, to be fair, that's kind of, it goes with the territory of improvement, right? Is eventually you'll need to spend time in the training range, just putting in hours, familiarizing yourself with options that your character has. You can't learn everything on the fly, you know. Spent all weekend at a citizens' assembly. What is a citizens' assembly? Is it literally just everybody in a territory or whatever coming together to? Is it like a school assembly where you get told like, next weekend there's a lovely picnic that we're all having, so if you're interested, and sign up here. We're moving the trash collection day to a Wednesday instead of a Tuesday, so just be aware of that. Is it that kind of thing, like a town hall? Randomly selected group of citizens assembled to give their input on government issues. What? That's awesome. And that's just a thing. Okay, sure. I mean, not awesome if you're wanting to do something else with your weekend, but I mean, that's a cool thing to have. Spent 4 days in total, but now you're free. Is it compensated as well? Like, do you get paid a little bit to participate? It was voluntary. Yeah, okay, fair. Also tied. Yeah, fair enough. I'd be exhausted after something like that. You get a gift card and food each day. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'd be down for something like that. That sounds super cool. It feels more tangible in terms of being involved in local efforts and stuff. The parking has gotten far too expensive. Instead of just like slipping letters into the local mayoral office, being able to actually voice concerns is I don't know. It seems pretty cool. There's a button called Dust, which you used to think was just press it and you do a knockout move, and if you hold it, you can throw them into the air and move a different point on the stage. But apparently, you can do a quarter circle forward plus dust. You can do a dash or a quarter circle back plus dust, and you can do whatever is called a dust parry, which basically knocks back the enemy further on their next attack they hit you with. Yeah, okay. So it seems as though it's like a universal trigger button, in the same way that, I don't know, in Kingdom Hearts is like the triangle button, right, where there are different interactions that you can do with it. Cool. That's cool. That's cool. Very, very much so something that you'd want to spend time actually practicing, though. Yeah, it is the dusty telescope button. Yeah. Yep. A really good combo extender? Well, I've always known this about Dust, to be honest. I'll start a combo, and then I'll start doubting myself, right? My heart will become heavy, and there will be a moment of hesitation. A real crisis occurrence, you know? But then I'll look out into the crowd. I'll make eye contact with Dust. Dust will be sitting there with his sunglasses on, obviously, because of how cool of a guy he is. And he'll just nod and do a thumbs up in the crowd. I'll go, "Wah!" And then I'll use that new profound motivation to extend my combo. This has always been a thing. Dust has always had this effect on people. So to actually commodify it down into a button is actually, it's been a long time coming. There it is. There it is. Throw dust at the enemy and then charge at them, or the distracted with dust like that. I've got dust in my eye. Oh, dearie dear. Incredible. I've pressed the dust button. Oh, there's a little warbly turkey in my room. Very versatile. Yep, for sure, for sure. Multi-purpose. Oh. What? Multi-purpose dust particles. You're 2 damage away from killing the mode-shifting spiky ball boss every time you run it back. Yeah, it do be what it do sometimes. Hi. I've got a little imp over my shoulder. But yeah, it can be like that sometimes, where regardless of how you play the encounter, you've just got too few health, or you just don't have the right cards for the. Or even the draw order. Like, for example, there have been multiple times where I've gone to take on a boss, and all I need to kill the boss is like 1 of 3 cards, and all 3 cards have been at the bottom of the deck, and I just die because I didn't draw those cards at all during the fight before I died. It just do be like that sometimes. Card games do that. But there is hope if you really wanted to improve at the game. There are people who do go for consistent wins. Like there'll be some people that are like, I've gotten 30 wins in a row, Ascension 20 with heart kills or whatever. So there are definitely ways to improve at the game if you really wanted to min-max. Let's go, one of us. Welcome, Blood. How you going? How's your weekend been? I don't mind that timing, actually. Just vanilla without me changing anything. I could speed it up at the end a little bit, I think. Lazy as always. It's good to spend a bit of time off just chilling. Yeah, I could maybe accelerate it at the end a little bit. Speed up near the start. Let's have a look. I think I could speed it up here, maybe just after it's peaked, because I want it to like start by peaking and then create almost like that squash and then stretch effect. So yeah, let's squash a frame. Oop. A couple of frames. Just in this close to the start middle bit. If anything, I could extend this frame a little bit as well. On to news. Topical stuff. Oh my goodness, am I excited for the new Mario Kart. I don't even like I can't even explain it with words. No, I'm doing a terrible job. Okay, let's see. Everything that I was every criticism that I had for Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe are solved in the new one. The items are weaker, so it means that being first is not as punishing. You still get punished in the sense that if you're in second and you're tailing first and you hit first with an item, you will pass first after you hit them with it. It just means that you don't go from first to like 10th after being hit with 2 items, which I like. A lot of the super duper strong items have been nerfed a little bit as well. Like the lightning bolt has been nerfed, which is very good, very, 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 very good, because it was quite broken back in the day. And people online are already picky that they have one less bendy tracks, but you literally don't know anything about the game. I'm chill. Well, that's the thing, right? Is a lot of people are passing opinion, but then new information is coming out. Like, for example, did you know that you can essentially do what are they called? You can do drifts, but like in a line. So you can charge a stationary drift. Does that make sense? Like you're driving in a straight line, you charge your cart, and then you get a little boost just from charging a boost whilst driving in a straight line. Like that is an interaction that hasn't existed in any Mario Kart previous. So it's really difficult to be able to get a good sense of how the driving's going to be until you get your hands on it. Add some dirt coming from the worm. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just working on the timing of the worm to begin with, and then once I've got the timing down, then I'll start actually like drawing the worm itself and stuff, and then I can start adding particulates and stuff. Talking about the Switch 2. Yeah, yep. The raise in price is a bit scary. I do like the fact that the Switch plus game combo is a lot cheaper than buying the game outright. I also like the fact that the games seem to be dynamically priced. So what they deem to be bigger games are the more expensive ones, and then smaller games, again in quotation marks, are a little bit less expensive. I never liked the fact that console games were a set price for every release, regardless of how large the scope or the budget or whatever for the game is. I like the idea of there being games that come out that are like $20, and then there are games that have come out that are, you know, the standard Australian $100 or whatever it is. Don't freak out, it's just Australian pricing. It's always kind of been like that. I'll give USD equivalent, I guess, like $80 in this case. Never had console. Switch 2 looks sexy. Yeah. Well, I mean, the OG Switch is my favorite console of all time, and it just looks like an improvement in every way. So I kind of have to get it. 115 for Mario Kart outside of the bundle. Yeah. I'm worried to see how often they'll spam the most expensive button. But I'm sure they'll gauge based on how few or how many of the independent Mario Kart purchases are made. How often they go for that price range. Hopefully it's a case that literally everybody buys the Switch bundle to get the game, and basically nobody buys the game independently. So it gives them a good sense that nobody's really interested in placating their larger price spike. Did they announce the prices yet? They did. So I'll give USD pricing just because it's the easiest thing to compare to. Although they have said that they're reassessing the USD price. So take all of this with a grain of salt. They're going to make it more expensive, just to clarify. But it's, what was it? 450 USD for the Switch 2, where the Switch 1 was, I think, 200 USD. Already pre-ordered the in Australia and paid in full. 770 AUD for the console plus Mario Kart. Yeah, yep. Ads? Yeah, I'll wait. Any ad dodgers? Any ad dodgers in chat? Still alive? Ah, excellent. I think that means that you're safe. Ad dodging like a pro. Ah, good to hear. Hi, Noctua. Hi. I am mad chilling and retiming animation stuff while I do. Hey, going. How's your weekend? Welcome back. But yeah, like, so yeah, the console is quite expensive, but it is also a sizable tech upgrade from the previous one, so it's not too surprising that it is. As I said, I'm a little bit apprehensive to see how often they charge the most expensive price for their games, but if they get a good sense that not that many people will actually pay the full cost for the Mario Kart game, then maybe they're less likely to do it for all of their releases. I don't anticipate it will, because the new Donkey Kong game looks quite sizable. Like, it looks like a Mario Odyssey version of a Donkey Kong game, and Mario Odyssey was quite ambitious, right? And that's going for 70 USD instead of 80. So hopefully it's the case that 90% of their games are going for their $70 price, and then maybe a couple of games go for that deluxe price, you know. Bachelor project just started today. Nice. Is it a group project or solo? Probably shouldn't stop by too many times during that, but now you can stop by most days because you set our own schedule. Nice. It's true though. My stream is quite high octane, high action packed. Incredibly distracting. So if you have to concentrate, by all means. You can do solo or work in pairs. You're most likely gonna do solo. I do terribly with group projects, so I would absolutely do it solo. But I feel as though it's a shortcoming on my end. I feel like you can do so much more with more people if you're more of a people person. I just happen to not be a very people person. Hi, I'm Mahali, and I'll be your freestyle dance instructor. Yeah. The toad meme? Yes. Yes. It's distracting because you want to chat. No, absolutely. I'll do bullying. I'll say mean things and make you not want to chat. That's the solution, right? Right? Is this helping? You stink, Noctua. There we go. See? It's working already. I feel like it lingers at the end a little bit too long. I like how it lingers in the middle. Like that lingered just then. In the middle of the arch. Me gusta. But if I can have it speed up a little bit after that, like here. Absolutely give me back what I just... Oh, no, I can't. I can give it, but I can't take it. No. I'm a wee baby when it comes to that. I can't. Absolutely not. Okay, let's see. Zoom. Zoom. Oh, there's like a single frame that I don't like. A single frame of linger. Boop. Zoom. Zoom. It's perfect. Oh, maybe I speed it up a little bit more at the very, 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 very end. Zoom. Ah, it's got like that that acceleration that I really like at the end of animated movement. Zoom. Zoom. Yeah, it's lingering too long by like again a couple of frames. There. Freaking here. What if I do that? Yep. Ah, that's better. This is purely vibes based at this point. I like though. I like. Beautiful. I'll keep it at that. I don't want to overcomplicate it because this is supposed to be a test more than anything. Cool snack. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Makes sense. You want to spam comments so bad? 3 years of study? Sorry, bud. I'm wanting it to be chill. What's the coziest way to animate vibe space? Yeah, that's what I mean. Is if I try and optimize it, I know that I'm going to suck the fun out of the process basically immediately and burn out again basically immediately. So I need to be chill with it. I need to just vibes based, let it flow. It wasn't a question. Yeah, no. Absolutely not a question. It's the answer. 9. But yeah, so beyond the pricing of the new Mario Kart, the things that I like, the problems that it solves, the items are weaker, right? So it means that being at the head of the pack isn't as punishing as it was in the previous ones. You'd think that this is a problem in the sense that you want comeback mechanics in your racing game. You do, but what became meta in Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe is something known as bagging or sandbagging, where you start the race and then you immediately don't do anything. You either slam on the brakes and don't go anywhere, or you actually go backwards in the course and you reduce your placing down to 12th, and try and pick up good items and then spam good items and use all of the shortcuts throughout the map in order to get into higher placings by the end of the map, because of how punishing being in first place is. Because if you try and drive conventionally, because of how strong the items are, you are more likely to do poorly as compared to the person who's bagging. So they spend, the majority of the track in like 9th or lower, but then they zoom to the end and get first, whereas you spend the majority of the track in first, and then get spammed with a whole bunch of items at the end, and then you come in 10th or something. It's really, really, really punishing, and it's really gross. So the fact that the items are weaker in this game, seemingly in the new game, is really good, because it means that you're not punished for trying to play the game. Crazy thought. So that's one thing that I didn't like about the previous Mario Karts. That seems to be being fixed. The second... you just thought you read what is instead of that. I might have. My reading comprehension is that of like a 6-year-old, so not too surprising. The second thing is I found the traversal of the map was actually quite two-dimensional, in the sense that 90% of the time it's just drifting, right? All of your interaction with the map is drifting. That's basically it. Yeah, there are like, there's like there's a glider section, and there's an underwater section, and there's an anti-grav section. But if you actually look at what you're doing mechanically, you're not actually doing anything. You're just driving underwater, or you're driving on a wall, or Whereas in the new one, they're introducing things like being able to charge a jump. Unprovoked by exterior things. So you don't need to wait for a ramp. You don't need to wait for like a little blue thing on the ground. You don't need to wait for anything. You can just charge a jump and then use it to interact with things. Like you can jump over items, and you could like jump over obstacles that are coming towards you and stuff like that. It's just an additional thing that you can interact with. And then grind rails as well. It just gives you alternate routes on the map, which is awesome. And you can drive on walls as well. It's adding options and complexity, which is what I wanted. It felt a little bit flat in the previous Mario Kart. I can't really say in the previous Mario Karts because they're the most dynamic that they've been, right? Because before that, you couldn't even do those things. It was just drifting before that as well. But I was looking for more complexity, and it seems like there's more coming. So you're on a transport and using your own data, so you're going to jump off so you don't use too much. So you're probably more often than you have recently. Sounds good, not sure. Safe travels, and good luck with the start of your project. I hope it goes well. Let me know what it's about when you get a bit of time. No stress, but I'm curious. But yeah, catch you later. So there's that. I also didn't like the character options in the previous game, because it felt like half of the roster was different versions of Bowser Jr. or characters that weren't from the Mario series. which just felt really cheesy. I forgive it when it comes to Smash because it's built around that, but in any other game, I hate guest characters because it feels like they don't really care about the cohesion of the setting when they go, it's Street Fighter, but we've got a Ninja Turtle as one of the characters. I hate it. I hate it so much. So the fact that the previous roster had Link, the Squidlings from Splatoon, Villager and Isabelle and stuff, like I didn't like it. And like they had separate characters for Metal Mario and Rose Gold Peach. And it felt like half the roster was just filler. But I say all of that. The new roster looks like it's full of filler in kind of the best way, though, where it is random characters, but they are all from the Mario universe, and they're all incredibly different. I would have an issue if, 20 of the new characters were like, Goomba, Flying Goomba, the little, like, round Goomba that you have to jump on twice, Stacked Goomba, Goomba that has a fire flower. Like, if it was all variations of, like, the one character that they introduced, I'd have a problem with it. But the fact that it's Goomba, Cow, Spiny, Spike, Dolphin, Snowman, Penguin, Weird Crab, Dry Fish, Bumblebee, like, they're so freaking weird and I love it. Super keen to play Crab or Skellyfish. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, just random bee. It's so good. I don't mind that filler because at that point it feels less like cheap guest characters and more like a Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, where there's an 80 character roster and you have every character under the sun ever from the Dragon Ball universe. Like you'll have you'll have like random Frieza goon henchmen. You'll have just like a farmer with a gun as a character. Like it's fantastic. It feels like they're reaching into the barrel of what they could potentially add from the universe, but I see that as being different from clone characters and guest characters. Clone characters, I wouldn't mind as much if the roster's big enough. Fine, add in the clone characters at that point. That's fine. Guest characters I hate. Guest characters I absolutely hate. I despise them. Absolutely despise them. So yeah, those are like the three main things. Is items are weaker, driving seems more interesting and fun, and the character list looks bonkers in all of the best ways. So yeah, all in all, super excited. Super duper excited. Okay, I am happy with the timing of the worm. Happy enough to go ahead with it. So what I'm going to do is introduce a new video group. So if I do that, I can now copy the frame duration of the underlying frames to get the timing, and then I've also got and then I'd be able to, let me see, can I? Yes, I can. I can drop the opacity of that entire group and use it almost like an onion frame, like an onion layer, which is awesome. So I can drop it down to barely visible, and I can use that as a reference to to paint in my own stuff. Okay. I don't know how to feel about, speaking of new Switch stuff, I don't know how to feel about the drag on surface mouse capabilities of it. I think one of two things will happen. Thing one is that let's see. Thing one is I will completely ignore the feature in its entirety. In the same way that there was a, what was it? Like an infrared scanner on the original. Yeah. Yeah, I'll quickly show you. So on the bottom of the right Joy-Con on the original Switch, so this is the Joy-Con, on the bottom here, there's a little infrared scanner that literally nobody uses nor knows about because it's not really a thing. It doesn't get used for anything. I think it got used in the tech demo game known as 1-2 Switch, and that's it. That was the only game that used it for anything. Literally no other game used it. So I think option one is that in the same way as the infrared scanner didn't get used and I just forgot about it or didn't know about it for the longest time. That. Or alternatively with the mouse movement for the Joy-Cons, a single game will come out that uses it in a cool way that I will play, and I will love it in that one game, but I will refuse to use it for literally anything else. I feel as though those are my two options. Link's crossbow training. Oh, yeah. That could be it. Okay, and then in theory, if I drop this into that, yeah, we create a second video group. You'll love to see it. I'm curious about something actually. Let's try this. What if I do this? No. It'll be faster and easier if I just go through and make all my frames now. So let's do that. These are equal length, so I can just... Really? Even if I duplicate the frame, it doesn't duplicate the length. Okay. It could be really interesting for a Splatoon game, maybe. I never liked the gyro aiming. I'll begrudgingly use it in something like a Tears of the Kingdom if I'm struggling to hit something. The intuition will kick in. Like, that's something that I'll have to admit, is that it's actually quite intuitive to use the gyro aiming. But I don't enjoy it per se. It's intuitive. But the idea of doing a Splatoon with the mouse aiming, I don't hate it. The thing that I hated with the gyro aiming is regardless of how intuitive it does feel, being incredibly accurate with it was incredibly difficult. Because it felt like if you wanted to, say for example, if I want to shoot an arrow at an apple in a tree, for example, if I'm trying to gyro aim with it, your hands will have little micro shakes and whatever. So your little reticle will be shaking and moving and sort of at that point in time, it's not only do you have to aim at the thing, but you also have to trust that your hand stands still for long enough, or you have to kind of like keep it aimed and then time with the natural movement of your I don't know, maybe it feels more true to like actual archery since you're doing it that way, I guess, but I don't know. Skill issue, how dare you. So sad Noxra isn't here to back you up. I mean, you don't know. Noxra might agree with me that mouse aiming for new Splatoon could be fun. As in gyro aiming was good. I don't necessarily disagree that other people might find it good, but I personally didn't enjoy gyro aiming. Why can I not? Whatever. Do I not have onion skin? I do now. Ads in 3 minutes. Hiya Stewie, how you going, bud? Stewie, I am animating worm. Let me see if I can turn off onion skin so I can show you what it looks like without. There we go. Oh, look at that archway. Oh, it's so good. Zoom. It's a bit transparent because I'm using the base version as a as like a draft to time the thing, and then I'm going through now and actually illustrating the worm. Came to see the worm turn. Excellent. Yeah, let's snooze ads for a little bit. Just for a little bit. I don't use the snooze function nearly as often as I should. I mean, it's there, right? I've got 3 charges of it per stream. It does only delay the ads by 5 minutes, but I mean, it's something. Boom! Oh my goodness, Stewie. Like it's nobody's business. Yeah, cheers. Absolutely. never roll a dice again in my life. Speaking of animating, actually, I do need to go through and clean up the quill animation using DaVinci. It can wait, but it's something I should jump on top of. I'll try and get through the commission that I'm working on at the moment first. Then when I get to the time after that, I should be able to do it. Wake up, Quill, you missed it. Yeah, Quill. The early bird gets the worm, and you are quite late. You ain't getting nothing. Ah, speaking of running out of everything. Stewie, are you as excited as I am to lose all of your money investing in the Switch 2? I'm gonna buy it, but oh my goodness, is my wallet gonna cry at me when I do. Daylight savings is over. The government has given us back 1 hour held hostage 8 months ago. True. I don't know. I don't mind. Daylight savings. The thing that I do mind is that not everybody does the thing. Does that make sense? How should I word it? Not everybody commits to one thing or the other. Not everybody commits to do daylight savings or not do daylight savings. I'd be fine with it either way. Is Billy going to be remortgaging for the Switch? Yep. Okay. My priority at the moment is just to make it look clean shape-wise, and then I can start adding in the detail of the worm after. That Mafia is so funny. Yep. To be fair though, it was 8 years ago that I bought my previous Switch. Oh my goodness, could you imagine? Could you imagine if we were still living in the era of like the console wars? You gotta get all the consoles. Get them all. You gotta get that PlayStation 2 and the Xbox and the Wii. Or the GameCube, I think it was at the time. We might not actually be beyond it. I think I'm just not part of the age demographic where I care anymore. Money laundering has its advantages. Yeah, but I tend to find that it gets quite soggy and then it starts to dissolve is the big problem. Nah, we don't have paper money. Psych. It does get shredded though. You know what I could do? Actually, this would solve my monetary problem. I could pivot to being a full-time gaming streamer, and then acquire a review copy as sponsored by Nintendo, and then I wouldn't have to worry about making the purchase whatsoever. Laughing at the oversized suit jackets and saw the pricing.
Hey, you want to play them Mario Karts? Yeah, pay up, bub.
Just while ads are going anyway, I may quickly go and grab a bit of water because I'm completely out. I don't think you can hear, but actually, no, that's kind of the point. There's no water in here at all, so I'll go and top up. BRB. Oh, that was good. Did you see how glitchy that was? Oh, beautiful. I really should upgrade my computer. It shouldn't struggle. It shouldn't struggle with just like a transition script, whatever. Okay. That wasn't as bad. It wasn't having as terrible of a time. If I had the Switch 2, it'd probably run just as slow, but I'd be cooler, true, and have $700 less dollars in my account. Yeah, but fame and coolness are worth the price. Absolutely worth the price. Are you kidding? Let me see. There might be a faster way of doing this. And by might, I mean there is. Smoothing. Yes, please. Bump that up to like, I don't know, 50. Just for the shape, I think we're fine to use. Couldn't put a price on cool until now. True. Nintendo has finally cracked it. Cool costs about 450 USD before taking tariffs into account. Because apparently that's the thing. Apparently it's getting repriced around. Apparently it's getting repriced because of tariffs. So they've announced $450 and then immediately followed that up with, well, actually, maybe a bit more. Maybe a bit more than 450 USD. Deary dear. Ripperoni pepperonis to all the US potential Switch buyers. Trust the tariffs to come up before the. They are, aren't they? Weren't the universal tariffs going live like later this week? But yeah, that sucks. Like, yes. Things are getting more expensive. But then also this additional stuff on top as well, as like an extra little sprinkling of monetary spice. What can you do? Nintendo to move to America will be smart. Yeah, okay, if you say so. Move to the US or charge more. Maybe this one? Maybe that second one? Oh, we finally have a frame where the worm is out of the burrow. Out of the burrow. The purchase though is immediately worth it, just for the fact that the majority of the games are backwards compatible. If that weren't the case, regardless of how excited I was for the new Mario Kart, which I am, don't get me wrong, I'd actually be strongly considering not making the purchase, at least until the new Donkey Kong game comes out, like a couple of months after. Again, just because of that big excessive price. But the fact that I can get it, and not only is it a new Mario Kart engine for me, but I can also play all of my favorite Switch games on it as well. So immediately is worth it. I can see that my magnifying glass tool comes out. So why do I get pranked each time I use it? Here's the magnifying glass tool. Ah, you've just sprayed paint across the canvas, you idiot. I guess. Destiny 2 comes to Switch, you'll definitely 100% still not be buying it. No, that's fair. That's more than fair. If you've got like one or two games that you play, why get the new gaming thing, right? Because at that point, it's just you hopping onto a trend. I could imagine it if if like a Destiny 3 came out on the Switch and exclusively on the Switch, then maybe the temptation would be there. But as you say, like you've got the platform that you already play on. Why get the new one? The problem with me is that I got roped in early to Nintendo investment. Let's see. I had a Nintendo DS, and thoroughly enjoyed Mario Kart on the DS. Enjoyed like Mario, 64 DS. Such a stupid name. Super Mario 64 DS. God. Could you imagine like Master Chief Xbox One Series Xbox One Series X. So really whatever. So yeah, I've just been invested and the Zelda series are they're some of my favorite games of all time. I've been hooked. I'm afraid. So I'm too keen for any new Nintendo games that come out. Love the DS. Yeah, you did. Xbox One, I don't... What are they... what's the name? Okay, so let me get this straight. This joke has been made a million times. I don't care. This isn't even a joke at this point. This is me just trying to make sense of make sense of how it works. So you've got Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X? Is that right? Because then there's the Series S, which is like a slim version of the... No, but wasn't the One X... Well, wasn't the One X like a special version of the One? Wait, so so you've got the Xbox, the 360, the Xbox One, the Xbox One X. Is that a separate console? So is the Xbox One and the Xbox One X, are they different generations? Yeah, okay, apparently yes. Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One S and X, Xbox Series S and X. Yeah, okay. I don't like it. As basic as it is, and as bland as it is, I still prefer the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. It's so simple. You know if it's going from one gen to the next. And then if there's anything else added to it, it's a sub version or whatever. Like the PlayStation 2 Slim that came out after the PlayStation 2. Or the Slim versions come out for every single one, don't they? Yeah. It's like the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro. Yeah, but I want to meet the person who I want to meet the person who wrote down on a napkin X box 1 X, underlined it, and then gave themselves a raise of $1 bajillion for coming up with this. I want to find that person and I want to knock over their coffee. It's so unbelievably lame. That person has been disappeared. Great. Excellent. Excellent. It's so dumb. I appreciate like a good bit of wordplay, same as the next person. But that's not wordplay because you've made up the rules. You've literally added. You've used the word one because, like, apparently it's supposed to represent an all-in-one system, is what they claim. Okay, whatever, fine. I guess. Have it, whatever. Take it. But to then just arbitrarily add an X afterwards to complete the wordplay, that's not wordplay. You just added a random, what's it called? Not integer. God, that's numbers. You've got vowels and you have... What are non-vowels called again? Why can't I think of them? Help! To Google. What are non-vowels called? Consonant. Consonant. A consonant. Consonant. But yes, just chucking in a random consonant at the end and being like, there we did it, everyone. We assembled the Indiana Jones style word puzzle. No, you didn't. You just added a letter at the end. You know the thing? Stuff. No, you got it close enough. You got it way closer than I did. I had to look it up. That's cheating. It's like the people that try to come up with anagrams, and they're like, yeah, okay, so we are the androids, anatomical, nutritious, deodorizing, rambunctious,
Olympic international disasters. Yeah, we did it. We did the anagram. It's like, yeah, but you just chucked random words in to fill in the anagram, so you've technically done it, but it doesn't mean anything. Morons.
The Xbox will be the Xbox R effort. Yeah, I mean, true. Migrating to iPad Billy while you Monster Hunt. Yeah, no stress, no stress. I won't be going for too much longer, just because Mahali is pretty low on energy at the moment. So I won't push the envelope too far. I'll go for a little bit longer. Probably, we'll say another few minutes and then start to wrap up. Oh, no, the worst thing in the world are scientific organization anagrams. Because what they'll do is they'll go, we are sponge, the social unit of intelligence and proactivity. It's like, but you've just added a whole bunch of words between the anagrammical letters. Like, you can't. Do you even know what an anagram is? Company inspects your elevator, has the anagram in R, as in we are company. Yep. Billy has the Switch 2 pre-tariff edition. I mean, he's gotten in early. It's probably smart to do it that way. Yeah, but the amount of companies that'll be like, yeah, no, we function as an anagram, we totally do, and then they just chuck a whole bunch of extra words in there that they just kind of gloss over as part of the anagram. It's the dumbest thing ever. It's like, what's the point of being an anagram if you're just obliterating the rules? That's like saying, oh, I've done this colouring in book. Do you like how I've coloured in the image? And you have the line drawings of the characters and stuff, and then they've just gone in with a giant paintbrush and just gone all over the lines. Like, well, I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want, like freedom, right? Do whatever you like, but you've not adhered to the spirit of the colouring in book, have you at all? Hooligans, the lot of them. There's a name for thinking of the anagram before when it stands for, but I can't remember it nor finding it. As in... Oh, as in like... yeah, I'll give the example that I said before. Like, we want our company name to be Sponge, an anagram for sponge, and then let's just like come up with vague words that kind of fit the anagram to make it into the anagram afterwards. Yeah. There have been a few like that I've noticed, especially given, especially if they're themed to whatever industry that they're in. Like, we're a trucking industry. We're a trucking company, and the anagram for our union or whatever it happens to be is truck. And so, oh, really? Okay, let's see how clean these words are. Cleanly matching the anagram, and it's always garbage. How do you feel about acronyms? Company has so many of them that have an AI bot dedicated to helping us. Acronyms are helpful. They are. Like, they plug into human psychology in how humans remember things. We always depend on compressed patterns, and acronyms are exactly that, right? Where you go,
Never eat soggy wheat bix. Excellent. There we go. I have all the information that I'll ever need. That's not a correct acronym for the example that you give it. I don't know. ATM, automatic teller machine. I'm not going to remember automatic teller machine by itself, but ATM, all of a sudden it's compartmentalized information that is now digestible in little nugget chunks. You were thinking of acronyms? There's backronyms. Well, anagrams are a type of acronym, so... You have so many duplicates, it's insane. How do you... It doesn't work if you have duplicates. Do you just chuck a number at the end? It's ATM 2. ATM 1 is automatic teller machines. ATM 2 is all Terminators are monkeys. I feel like that's in the spirit of things, adding in the random extra word. Slight conversational tangent. Apologies. Hold on to your butts. I recovered an old keyboard that I had maybe a decade ago, but sadly it doesn't work. I tried plugging it in and it just doesn't power up at all, which is devastating because the plan was to get it hooked up to my computer with a MIDI cable or something, and then I'd maybe be able to play my keyboard during stream or something. It'd be lots of fun, but can no longer do that, at least as it currently stands. So looking to see if I can head past a repair cafe or something, to see if I can at the very least find out if I can get replacement components or something for it. Or if it's just big shrug, it's reached the end of its lifespan, which would be so sad because it spent the majority of its life in storage. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I feel like I needed to say something just because I've loosely spoken about potentially getting a musical keyboard hooked up to my streaming setup for a while now, but it's not really working with me. Yeah, I see AI bot and it malfunctions. There's even the AI bot thinks it's too much, but it doesn't work if you have double ups. That's not how acronyms are supposed to function. Imagine trying to study for like a biology test or something, and you've got acronyms for different parts of the human body to try and remember, I don't know, like skeletal groups or something. And you've just got multiple acronyms for the human body. It would break down. Your memory doesn't work like that. It's supposed to be like palm cards, right? Where you've got bullet points, and those bullet points make quick reference to grander concepts. So it's like quick reference. But if the bullet point is the same thing twice, it's not going to prompt two different thoughts. It's like writing on your arm or something to try and remember. Remember, take out the rubbish. And then you write it a second time. Remember, take out the rubbish. But the second one, you don't add any of this. But the second one is actually in reference to feed the cat. How are you going to remember, take out the... If anything, you'll see the second reminder, think, hey, that's really dumb, and that thought of, hey, that's really dumb, will be the quick reference to feed the cat. Oh, that's so aggravating. That's so dumb. It's not how memory works. I'll need to decide on where I want the... Because with earthworms, you've got this weird, like, thicker section of the worm. I'm not entirely sure what that part of the worm actually does. To Google, what does the thick part of an earthworm do? The clitellum is a thick saddle-like ring found around the epidermis of the worm, usually with a light-colored pigment. To form a cocoon for its eggs, the clitellum secretes a viscous fluid. This organ is used... Oh, it's its genitals. Like, actually, for real, that's very funny. Yeah, it's straight up just the worm's genitals. That's so weird. Yeah, it acts as like an egg sac, and then also the thing that it uses to fertilize eggs as well. That's so cool.
I mean, it's not a mammal. It doesn't have like an appendage, obviously. Should probably blur that out on stream or Twitch. True. Absolutely obscene. First the blood wiggles and now this. We're learning. Yeah, true. This is an educational stream after all. I lie to both myself and my audience. Hashtag educational stream. Because I kind of assumed that it was part of its motor functionality, like whether that happens to be that it's, I don't know, central nervous system kind of sprouts from there. Not that it has a brain per se, but like its motor function is connected to there somehow, way, shape, or form, or that it's like its segments are in reference to that thing. So like as part of its movement, it moves from there. Yeah, I don't know. Worm genitalia. Oh, who's there, Stewie? Sorry, I'm not supposed to say, run. Who is there? Damn it. I'm terrible with receiving jokes. No, Stewie, no. Stewie, can't embarrass me live on TV like this. D's who? Fine, I will play ball. Really? I had this linger for a couple of frames? Oh, yeah. That's really strange. No wonder the timing felt off. Let's try compressing that then, see if that does anything. For the timing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Works out well enough. These worm nuts, oh my goodness. I believe I have been, as the kids say, destroyed. Comedy gold. Not with the cheers as well, oh my goodness. Yeah, alright. Alright. I should hydrate. Cheers to you, Stewie. And your worm nuts, apparently.
for celebrations. I mean, that's been a thing in the streaming world for a while now, right? If you donate me $100, I'll do a handstand and say hooray. For $100, I can't draw a straight line. Just putting that out there. Frick. A smooth line is what I intended to say. I am. That looks awful. Putting 120% of my brain power into just drawing a stupid thing. A worm. The stick person equivalent of a worm. Good enough. Ooh. I almost didn't see that shadow of the onion skin underneath. There we go. Oh, actually, speaking of which, did I don't think I drew this one correctly. Yeah, because it has receded a little bit. For $100, would you draw worm nuts in full? Here's the funny thing, Stewie. I was already going to do it for free. That's my equivalent of the Hulk saying, I'm always angry. Yeah, see, this one I did incorrectly, because here's the... There we go. There's the shadow of the onion skin. I'm currently posturing like a prawn at my desk. I've got my knee up on the side of the desk in front of me. Like the degenerate that I am. Oh, itchy nose. You know, all those memes online of like artist posture, and it just so, or even like gaming posture, right? The gaming posture memes, and it's the people like pretzeling themselves at their desks. It's so freaking accurate. I play video games cross-legged at my computer desk. It's so stupid. I've got a leg rest. I've got a leg rest. Like I can just reach my legs out and put my feet on this footrest, and I just don't. I pretzel. I don't know, if I had to think about it, maybe it's like a self-soothing mechanism or something. Where if you're in like tense scenarios, which I tend to be when I'm either playing horror games or, you know, competitive games or whatever it happens to be, that idea of like curling up. Okay, where the heck is this shadow?
Oh, there it is. It's on the horizon line. That's why it looks so freaking tiny. There we go. You've seen people with the weirdest controller grip. Well, I mean, Claw is one of them, right? Let me see if I can find a picture. Billy used to do it for some inputs. Claw grip. Yeah, this one. I'll chuck it into my reference file. Claw is ridiculous. Where because you want both of your thumbs on analog at the same time, so you curl your index finger up onto the face buttons. And then in theory, you could do that with the D-pad as well if you really, really, really wanted to. That's screwed up. Yeah. A YouTuber you watch presses shift with his thumb? Excuse me? What? How? Which thumb? Which shift? The one on the left? As in, like, reaches back and to the left with his thumb? Just buy the Elite Controller, yeah, right? Just bind it to a different key. What? What do you mean, yup? That's a superpower at that point. Okay, let's turn off onion skin. It's so much brighter. And then check how smooth it is. It had the delay where I wanted it to. Excellent. Let's zoom out so it doesn't do the weird scrolling thing. It's beautiful. Now all I need to do is decide where on the worm I want the genitals to be, I guess. the clitorum or whatever it's called. And then I should be good to start putting in detail. You actually do that, especially for tipping in numbers. Like for typing in numbers. As in, you put your... with a controller or with a keyboard. So... do you use claw grip to type in numbers or with a keyboard to type in numbers? You put your thumb... What? You use your thumb? How? Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay, so you put your thumb back on the shift bottom left and then you use the rest of your fingers to type in like shift inputs, right? So if... for example, if you wanted to do, I don't know, the percentage sign or the dollar sign or whatever it happens to be, or like a brackets or something. Yeah, okay, I can see it. It's making a strange sense. But I suppose it's if you really don't want to use your pinky finger, right, to do the shift. Because I can kind of see that. Like, for example, I don't enjoy using my pinky finger to put in the control input. Like, the control key down the bottom, very, very bottom left. It just feels really flimsy, especially when I'm playing games. So I can kind of see it. Can anyone use their toes? I'm sure somebody does, right? You've got people who play Guitar Hero with their feet. I'm sure you've got people who can do keyboard entries with their toes. Yeah, I could imagine it being a thing, but do I think it's standard? No, I don't think it's standard. But all in all, we have a skeleton of an earthworm. I'll just quickly hide the draft layer for that. There we go. Boom. It's a little bit laggy while it's doing the processing in real time, which is silly to say when it's just like a few frames. I think it's something like 15, but still. There we go. So I'll start putting in the anatomy of the worm tomorrow. Like I'll put in the section divider in it, and I'll start adding a couple of like segments as well. I won't put in every single segment just because in motion it's not something that you'll notice on a moving earthworm, right? But just a couple of things like that. And then I can also start on that sense of like subsurface, if that makes sense. So see how it looks almost gelatinous, where you can kind of see through sections of it, and it almost looks like it's made of jelly. If I can emulate that, that'd be quite cool as well. We'll see what we can do. You know, some people who play with their hands and feet to do Mario Odyssey to play. Yeah, but it's a novel solution to a novel problem, right? At that point, it kind of makes sense, right? Because there's no standard solution to playing two players with one person, right? You're gonna have to come up with creative solutions. Wonder what the earthworm uses. Now I'm just trying to think of how an earthworm would type on a keyboard. I'm just imagining it convorting. Like, yeah. It's a very silly thought, actually. But regardless, that's me done for tonight. At least for tonight. Sorry, it's a bit of a shorter stream for a Monday, but I'm just, as I said before, I'm a bit tired at the moment. So instead of pushing myself, I thought I'd play it easy, just go kind of vibe-based, and then in theory it means I should be good to stream again tomorrow. References, animation references, William. Boom. Ooh. Hey, Sloth, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Tavern. My schedule's been garbage for the past few weeks, but this week, looking to improve that, I usually stream every weekday, so Monday through Friday. Every second day, it's either early or late. So Monday late, Wednesday late, Friday late, and then Tuesday early, Thursday early. A little bit difficult to remember, but I've got my schedule down below in the Twitch section. So if you wanted to look it up, there's all the details for that. And then if you want access to the Discord, just type in !Discord in the chat and it comes up for you and stuff. No stress, just if you wanted to. No pressure either way. But yeah, thanks for joining. Just moving like you've animated from key to key. Just massive arches between different key inputs. Oh my goodness. Since I'm advertising myself anyway, I'll just quickly show you a couple of things that just to give you an idea of what I do for a living. I'm an illustrator, so I do big illustrations like this. Try and get it down to a manageable size, like this, like this, like this. I also do portraits. This one, I was a finalist in a portrait competition last year with this one. All sorts of stuff. Yeah, that's me. Boom. Okay. Enough shilling. Let's wrap up for tonight. Who is online? Tofu's online. That we haven't gone and checked out Tofu in a while. But we haven't visited Luna either. Let's head over to Luna. Just because it has been so long. Boom. Yeah, absolutely. I love my style. Thank you. I appreciate. Yeah, I've put in a lot of hard work to get to where I am. So I do really appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Has disabled raids. Okay. We'll go with Tofu then. Tofu's working with traditional medium. Excellent. Boom. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you had fun. New week, new fun to be had. Looking to do an art hangout on the weekend, so look forward to seeing details for that on the Discord if you're interested. Otherwise, yeah, new week. Good luck with it. Hope it goes well. Depending on where you are, have a good day or night. And yeah, I'll catch you around. Bye, everybody.